Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on AI for plagiarism prevention and AI content detection, preserving academic integrity. I am Anaga, your host for this insightful session. Today, we are diving deep into the nuances of plagiarism, exploring the capabilities and limitations of AI technology, and showcasing practical solutions. Please stay till the end of the webinar to avail exclusive discount on your subscription with your personal Trinka AI writing assistant. Next slide. Here's a quick disclaimer. All content used in this presentation is owned or licensed by Crimson Interactive or its affiliates under the non-commercial copyright license. Unauthorized use is strictly prohibited and we appreciate your compliance. Your active involvement is key to making this webinar a resounding success. Throughout our session, feel free to share your burning questions and insights using the Questions tab in the control panel. Our experts will answer your questions during the Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Before we begin, let me introduce our esteemed speakers. First up, we have Dr. Krishna Kumar, also known as Dr. KK, serving as the Innovation Officer at Inago, a visionary in the field. Joining him is Piyush Agarwal, the Lead Product Management at Trinka AI, who has a decade of experience in building cutting-edge AI-powered education products. Together, they form a powerful duo ready to equip you with the tools you need to excel in academic writing. Exciting announcement to share with you. We have an exclusive discount available for all our attendees. By using the discount code AIWeb40, you can avail a fantastic 40% off on Trinka Premium and Premium Plus subscriptions. Keep an eye out for the discount code as it will be displayed again towards the end of our session. Additionally, we would like to encourage you to check out the Trinka Paraphraser, an essential tool for enhancing the clarity in your writing. We'll also be conducting live demonstrations of the Trinka tools during the webinar. So be sure to stick around till the end to see them in action. Here's a quick rundown of today's agenda. We'll be covering topics including plagiarism and academic integrity, overview of plagiarism. We'll be conducting a live demonstration of the Trinka plagiarism checker. After that, we'll delve deeper into the various types of plagiarism, the emerging issue of plagiarism via AI-generated content. We'll also showcase the Trinka AI content detection tool. Finally, we'll discuss the strategies against plagiarism and of course, a live demo showcasing the features of Trinka Paraphraser. And with that, I'll hand things over to Dr. KK. Dr. KK, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anaka, for the wonderful introduction. Hi, Piyush, and hi, everyone around the world joining us. So let me start sharing my screen.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Dr. KK.
Hello. Excited about this topic. I'm sure that because it is a raging, I guess, controversial topic regarding, plagiarism and academic integrity. And let's start with understanding what academic integrity means, right? So academic integrity has been defined by the International Center for Academic Integrity 2021. You can look this up, the fundamental values of academic integrity into these 6 things. So just read out: trust, honesty, fairness, responsibility, respect, and courage. So in a nutshell, these together are sort of expected values that academic research and researchers are expected to bring to the table when they're publishing research and conducting research. And so what do these mean? Trust would mean preparing for whatever you're doing properly with honesty, etc. And honesty is being truthful about what you're stating, especially in a research paper. If you claim that something is written by you, then it has to be true. Fairness would stand for considering all options equally, especially in a scientific research where if you have a control and if you have a test experiment, you do the experiment fairly so that the results are meaningful for the eventual audience. Responsibility, again, it ties up with honesty. Whatever you claim in your research paper has to be authenticated by whatever references that you have. And it's closely tied to our topic of plagiarism. Respect would be to your fellow scientists, your colleagues, etc. So if you cite, I'm just trying to bring everything together in the context of plagiarism here. So respect would be in the context of plagiarism, citing your sources and your colleagues whenever you are inspired or you to take reference of their research. And courageous would be to point out where academic integrity is not being practiced and calling it out. And that's exactly what I meant by it's a raging topic. A lot of papers have been retracted in the recent, maybe the last 2 years. So you might have seen that in the news. So these six things are the reason why we are talking about plagiarism in the context of academic integrity. And let's also take a look at what are the consequences of breaching or not upholding to the tenets of academic integrity. You obviously could have your paper rejected or retracted, and that's what I just mentioned. It could damage your reputation if suppose you publish a paper that eventually gets retracted because of integrity related issues, including plagiarism. That means that your name is tarnished, and eventually that could lead to you not receiving funding for your future research. You could have sanctions imposed against you, and you could obviously have legal consequences. People could sue you because you have copied somebody else's content. So these are the reasons why we must talk about plagiarism, right? And before we talk about plagiarism, I have a quick poll for you. So the way that this will work, I'll read out the questions, and I believe the question and the options will appear on your screens. We'll give you about 45 seconds, during which I'll invite Piyush to join the conversation as to what he thinks are the right answers. So let's get on with it. According to you, which is the most common misconduct that undermines academic integrity? The options are option number one, plagiarism. Option number two, data image manipulation, falsification. Option number three, undisclosed use of AI generated content. Option number four, dual submission and duplicate publication. And option number five, copyright infringement. Interesting. Piyush, what do you think
I
is the
think,
most common misconduct?
yeah, I think most common ones are 1 and 5, plagiarism and copyright infringements. What
Right.
do you think?
Yeah, I think retrospectively, if you look at historical data, you might be right. But what I'm also expecting a lot to happen is two and three going forward,
Yeah,
especially in the context of maybe the last 3 to 6 months or so. I've seen a lot of it will still not be predominating, but I go with 1 and 5 above, two and I guess three,
okay,
even though four is also relevant. So let's see what the audience thinks.
yeah.
So whenever we are ready, Anagha or whoever is doing, push the results on and we'll continue discussing.
Excited to see the results.
Yeah. All right. I think the results are coming up.
Mm,
So Piyush, plagiarism won 57%, but copyright infringement is 7%.
7%.
So data image manipulation 18%, undisclosed use of AI generated content is 14%. Interesting. So
Interesting.
dual submission and duplicate publication, like how we thought, was the least.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll close the poll and I'll move on to an overview of plagiarism itself, right? So we need to understand why we are talking about it because we are discussing tools that you can use, including Trinka's our own tools, some of them that you can use right now. We'll have a quick demo. Piyush will show you all the ins and outs of all these tools. So let's take a look at what has been happening. So I mentioned that a lot of paper retractions are happening. So in 2023 was a bumper year for retractions, as per an article in Nature, you can see. So there has been a steady sort of increase in the number of retracted papers, and the blue block indicates conference papers, which are a different type of publication. The orange block indicates journal articles. But you can see in 2023 there's a huge spike up. More over 10,000 papers have been retracted. Now, if you take a look at which, let's say, nations these papers whose authors are based out of, you'll see a lot of Asia and China. And let's say less of US and Europe in general, even though you can find Russia in there. And this is partially because of the lack of awareness regarding plagiarism. And this is why we are having such webinars to educate and carry forward the discussion. So unfortunately, the Asian, let's say Asia and I would say China, together constitute the large majority. And then, if you take a look at even further, this is from ACS Omega, and this is related to the retracted chemistry papers. I mean, and the donut and the different colors represent the different reasons. So you can see that the biggest chunk is for misconduct, right? That's a broad term, and all the other things are relatively minor. And if you take a look at what misconduct would mean in this context, there is self-plagiarism and plagiarism really high. I would argue that this is about 50% or more, and there are other related things like copyright claims and everything. So this is the reason why we are talking about it. That there is a lot of plagiarism related retractions that are happening. So we need to understand what plagiarism is and how we can prevent. And so this particular paper is a retraction from Future Oncology. It's a COVID-19 related paper. And this was basically retracted because of plagiarism. And, the paper basically said that there is a relationship between COVID-19 and, I guess, cancer etiology. And this was retracted. This is a good example. This is a recent good example as to show you how frequent this is. And let's take a quick look at the types of plagiarism now. Before we take a look at, I believe, the first demo that we have in our goals plagiarism checker. So these are the different types of plagiarism. So I'll quickly take you through the definitions. Global plagiarism or complete plagiarism would be presenting an entire work or substantial portions of it as your own. Self plagiarism is obvious. It is borrowing from your own previous published content, and there are some use cases or some cases where this is acceptable. Direct plagiarism would mean copy pasting directly, basically, copy, control C, control V from another research paper onto yours and publishing it. Paraphrasing would mean changing some text, but not significantly and not attributing the source. Mosaic would be a combination of these. So you'll take some chunks from papers. Maybe you won't paraphrase, maybe you will. Maybe you cite sources, maybe you won't, but you also have interspersed text that you are originally, it is the content that you yourself have generated. Now, source-based plagiarism is a new type of plagiarism where it is related to AI content generation. It basically means citing incorrect or non-existent sources using secondary sources without crediting primary sources. So I'll show you an example. Basically, if you ask a generative AI to, let's say, Gemini, if you ask it to generate some content, and it might give you a citation that does not even exist. So it is hallucination. So this is what is source-based plagiarism. And accidental plagiarism would be something that you did not intend to, but accidentally it turned up as plagiarism. Now, I'll take you through the quick thumb rules to prevent plagiarism before the demo itself so that you understand, you have some context. So the first thing is obviously to use citations. If suppose you are borrowing from somebody else's ideas, you never copy paste, but also you cite the place that inspired you. And when you are talking about paraphrasing, you have to paraphrase correctly. You can use tools like the Trinka AI paraphraser for that, but the idea is that you have to do this correctly and cite it accordingly. When you cannot do this, when you cannot paraphrase, you can use quotes or quotation marks to indicate that this is borrowed text, and that's perfectly fine. You just have to provide a citation. Then obviously, before you submit to a journal, because you do not want your submission to eventually be flagged for plagiarism or retracted later, you can scan using plagiarism checkers. And that's exactly what Piyush will demonstrate in a minute. And finally, you can use the cover letter to indicate when uh, there is content in your manuscript that might be suspected to be or flagged for plagiarism, because it could be self-plagiarism. For example, you're continuing your study, it is related to your methodology, and you can explain in your cover letter that you might expect this. Or maybe you're doing a meta-analysis and you're quoting from a previous research or previous set of research papers. So in that case, you can explain yourself. And if you do all of this properly, you will not get flagged. But the most important thing is you can use tools to detect plagiarism, and for which I will now invite Piyush to do a live demo of the Trinka plagiarism checkup. Over to you, Piyush.
Thank you, Dr. KK. Everyone once again. So I'll share my screen and I'll demonstrate. So this is Trinka.ai. So you can visit www.trinka.ai. Trinka AI is AI powered complete writing assistant, meaning from ideation to finding the top tier journal, everything can be done on this platform. So you can create an account for free, or if you have already an account, you can just log in. So I have already an account, so I have logged in here. So this is how you will see the product landing page, my drive page here, where you can organize your work. But for this particular demo, I'll focus on the plagiarism check. So if you are somebody who is looking to check the plagiarism, after login, you can go to left menu and find the option here. So you can click this option, and then Trinka plagiarism check will open. So here, first I'll tell you what we offer, what kind of checks we offer, and then I'll also show you how you can use, and then finally I'll cover that how each of these checks, what is the coverage in terms of number of papers or paid publication and so on. So largely we offer two kinds of plagiarism check. One we call standard plagiarism check. If somebody is just looking for to check plagiarism against the internet sources, then this check is more suited for them, and this is powered by Turnitin. And second check is we call it advanced plagiarism check, and this is for somebody who is looking for internet as well as against the paid publication. So this is the gold standard, industry gold standard. So in the academic context, this check is most used. So if you are somebody who is submitting the paper or submitting a thesis work and looking for an authenticate report, then you can use our advanced plagiarism check. I'll further deep down into the product. So this is how you will see the various report that you have generated. So this is the overall score. It says that plagiarism detected when this report was generated and what kind of report. This is advanced or standard plagiarism check report. And if you have not, if you don't have any, if you are a new user on the platform, then to help you understand the offering, we have created a sample file also, which demonstrate the entire offering. So before I cover these data points, let me explain the offering and the comparison. So I mentioned that we have largely two checks: a standard plagiarism check and advanced plagiarism check, and we also have a score only feature also on Trinka. So this is the comparison that I'm going to demonstrate. So in all the three reports and feature, you get the overall score. Matches from internet sources also you get in each one of them. However, paid publication matches are available with the authenticate check only. So for the standard check, which is powered by Turnitin, you don't have the paid publication check. Open access general matches are available in all the three reports. List of top matches sources are also available on the standard and advanced, and this is score only. That's why that data point is not available in this. And you can download the standard advanced check report or share it with whomever you want to share. And then you can run these on credits. Advanced plagiarism check you can run on get credits. And standard plagiarism check, if you are a premium plus user, then this is already included your plan. So when I'll show you how you can use, I'll cover that. And this is a very unique feature that we provide, and for this thing we give you for our premium and premium plus user, they get two free checks every month. I'll come back to this one. And this is how the our report card will look like. So overall similarity, and then what is the similarity against the internet match, and what is the similarity against the paid publication, and what are the top sources, and how many words are matched from the top sources. So this is how our information, plagiarism check information will card will look like. So if you see, this is advanced plagiarism check report. So here you see that it also checks the against the paid publication and internet against the paid publication. And on the other hand, if you see this standard plagiarism check, then it checks only against the internet sources. So in conclusion, if you are somebody who is looking to check plagiarism against the paid publication, then you can generate and you are looking for a report, then you can generate the advanced check. If you are somebody who is about to finalize the draft and just don't want the report but just want to check the originality of the content, then you can generate the score only and check the score. So this is how you will get the score, but you will not get the report. Okay. Now I am going to demonstrate that how you can generate the report. So here it's very simple. You can upload your paper from your device, or if you are writing on Trinka My Drive, you can upload from there, and we have various other drives integrated in our system. So I'll just upload a file from my desktop. So this is how you upload a file. So once you upload file, it says that these many words, and because I am Trinka Premium Plus user, so with Trinka Premium Plus, plagiarism check, standard plagiarism check is included in your subscription. Meaning, as part of subscription, you can run standard plagiarism check on 120 pages. So you can see in my account 92 pages are left. I have used remaining pages. So it says that for this report, I need to use 5 pages. And then it says that 5 pages, this is already included in your plan. So benefit of Trinka Premium Plus is that you need not to buy credits every time. You can just pay once, and throughout the year you can keep using the plagiarism check report. I repeat, with the Premium Plus you get 122 pages, and there is no limit on the monthly basis. In market there are other products also available where you get the limit that in 1 month you can run only 20 pages or 40 pages, but we provide 120 pages upfront, so that you can use if you need them. So I can generate without purchasing the credit, and if I want to generate this one, then I can buy credits here. So I'll generate this one. So it will be generated. So this is how it will look like. It takes at least 1 minute to get generated. So let me open this file which I've already generated here. So you see here. So this is how the report will look like. It says that it is annotated here on, this is the paper and this is the report. So these are the top sources, and you can also see the all sources, and this is the overall score. And sources are annotated here. So see this one here and one here, meaning from this, all these content is copied from these sources. Uh, uh, So you see that exactly copied from this source, this text is copied here. So this is why it shows that there is a plagiarism issue here. However, if you have already referred or cited, then you can exclude this one, is totally up to you. So this is how you can read this report. And if you want to download this report, this is how you can download this report. And you can see the all sources as well. Uh, and Now I'll open the advanced plagiarism report. So see, this is this one sample file for the advanced plagiarism report. Here you see that it is also checking against the paid publication also. So that is the difference. So it checks against the paid publication, and whatever is copied from this source, it highlights that also. So here you see the full text. So both the report looks same and provide the same information, except the fact that advanced plagiarism check also check the plagiarism against the paid publication. On the other hand, standard plagiarism check report checks plagiarism against the internet sources only. So this is how you can see. So if you are somebody who is looking to submit a report for the academic purpose, then you can go with the advanced plagiarism check. Otherwise, you can opt for the standard plagiarism check. And also for our premium plus user, we have uh, added plagiarism check as part of Trinka Cloud Editor also. So let's say this is our Trinka Cloud Editor. This is where generally our users come and write the content. So if you are writing something and you are done with all grammar, paraphraser, and so on, so you can quickly check the plagiarism here. So this is how I have already generated a report. So let's say you can see the report here, and if you find anything you want to fine tune, and after that you can recheck the thing again. So it is very tightly, seamlessly integrated in your within your writing experience, and you can see that we keep our authors and user at the center, and that's how we and around that we design the experience. So the experience here is that you are done with the your writing your paper, and you quickly can check the plagiarism without going on any third party platform, or even without changing the tab within the Trinka itself. You can run, and then you can see, and then if you want to view the report also, and then if you want to make any fine tuning, you can do here, and then cross check again. So this is the experience that we have designed. So I'll again quickly summarize. So we have three kinds of plagiarism report: advanced, which checks against the paid publication; standard, which checks against only against the internet sources; and then the score only. So in the score only, you will get this score. It is for somebody who wants to check plagiarism against the paid publication, but they don't want the report. Then for them, this is the feature, and we provide two free checks every month. Uh, Now I'll move to the next part, which is the coverage. Yeah. So you see my screen here. So this is the coverage. So I'm going to, discuss this with all of you. So this is our standard plagiarism check, and this is advanced plagiarism check. Um, in um, in uh, in advanced plagiarism check, we have 89 million plus paid scholarly articles, uh, and 99 billion plus current and archive web pages are in both. 2200 million plus open access journal are covered in both. 102 million pages crawled and updated on a daily basis, and the downloadable report and interactive report is available on the both. And also I want to highlight one fact, that these numbers are moving number. They keep increasing on a daily basis, because Turnitin keeps adding the coverage, and that's how these numbers keep moving. So I think that is all with respect to plagiarism from my side as of now. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. KK.
Right. Thanks for this wonderful live. I was impressed by the advanced plagiarism check, to be fair. I've not seen it for a while. And another thing, you've answered some of the questions, differences between the standard and the advanced, as well as the sources that, the Trinka plagiarism checker checks. So I hope, Robin, I think your question has already been answered, but we'll add to it if something remains
Yeah,
unclear.
I just want to add and highlight one fact, that with Trinka Premium Plus, standard checks are already included as part of the subscription, and this is wonderful opportunity for all of you to avail 40% discount. So please use the coupon code that we just showed to get that discount, so that you can get those pages even on the lesser value.
Excellent. So I'm going to move on to the next part of which is continuation of what we are saying. So whatever Piyush has shown, you will have given you an idea as to what all ways you can use the Inago Trinka plagiarism checker. So let's again go deeper into the different types of plagiarism. I'll show you examples as well so that you can understand these better, and all of these will be detected. So let's take a look at the first one, which is global complete plagiarism. So this is an example of an article which has been flagged for global plagiarism, which basically means that the entire content that a researcher is claiming to have been written by themselves is from another paper. And so this is One example, this is very common. You would be surprised how common it is. And obviously, this is a strict no, no. Nobody should ever do this, regardless of whether you cite the source or not. You should not completely copy content from a previous research paper. Now, let's talk about self plagiarism, right? So, self plagiarism basically means that you have written content, you have created content which is authentic, which is your own, but you have borrowed from that content and you have put that in another paper. So this is another example. So this paper was flagged for self plagiarism, but self plagiarism is acceptable in some cases. So what are the cases that we will take a look at? So if your previous work was foundational in the sense that set the standards of for a particular research line, that means that you can cite yourself. That is fine, but you cannot simply cite your own papers to improve or boost your own citation metrics or bibliometrics. That's the whole point. You have to stick to these reasons. If you reuse the same methodology or your results, you're borrowing from that or you're building on that from the previous study, then you can use self citations. If it is a direct continuation of work or is a multi-part work, let's say you are doing a study in three phases and the first paper is about the phase one, then you can self-cite because you're citing what has been done already. And finally, for avoiding confusion, this is only in the case where whatever you are stating would be better off if you provide the citation for the previous paper. So these are the places where or situations where you can self-cite, but we do not encourage people to self-cite because we are again showing respect to others. And there are other papers that also you can cite, and that is a legitimate way of publishing research. So let's take a look at some examples, direct examples. So I'll show you the original content. I'm not going to read in the interest of saving time, but there are two situations. So I've used two characters, Jack and Jill. So in this case, Jack, who's done things wrong, has copied the exact phrases, and these are highlighted in bold, and has not cited. So, what should you do to prevent such a thing? And Jill has done the exact same thing. She has enclosed the same, the meaning has been communicated using her own words, but has citations. Citations have also been provided, and you can specifically see the quotations here that if suppose you have to borrow from an original text and you have to place the exact same phrase, you can use quotation marks. This is an example for that. Let's take a look at paraphrasing. So paraphrasing is a valid way because you are expected to synthesize new content from the basis of previously published research or previous content or textbooks or something like that. So paraphrasing is perfectly fine. Again, we have some original content here. So I'll show you what Jill has done incorrectly in this case. So what she has done, you can see that some of these phrases. So function in a hierarchy is the same phrase as that you find in the original content. Nurse hiring and firing is also there in here, and follow unusual or long-term cases, the exact sort of phrase and even the sequence. So even other types of paraphrasing can there. So critical care nurses can be paraphrased. I would argue that this is not the right way to do it. Nurses in critical care units is another way to another phrase, but it's pretty much the same thing. So these are things that you shouldn't be doing, and you should also cite, unlike Jill. So what has Jack done? Jack has entirely rewritten the passage, avoiding words that are too similar, and that's exactly how you can use the Trinka AI, for example, paraphraser to find different types of words. You can choose from multiple different options, which Piyush will take you through. And also you have to cite. So paraphrasing plagiarism is what the Jill example is in this case. Let's take a look at mosaic plagiarism and how you can avoid it. So this is basically multiple, let's say, parts stitched together, plagiarized parts stitched together, and you have some original content in between. So you have two sets of original content. So in this case, Jack has done the thing that is wrong. He simply borrowed and stitched it together without making any change, whereas Jill has legitimately paraphrased and attributed. You can see the citations, and she has followed the same sort of logic of paraphrasing using different phrases, not the same ones, nor different versions of the same phrase. So that is what you are expected to do if you want to uphold academic integrity. Now, this is the most interesting one in my opinion, and I've taken a liberty to record a GIF to show you. This is source-based plagiarism, and what I'm about to show you is a chat GPT recording, is a GIF recording, no audio, where I'll show you some of the references that ChatGPT creates and how hallucinated they are. So here we've already reached the conclusion section. I've already built some content, and I'm asking it to provide citations for it. So ChatGPT is very confidently giving me some citations, and what I'm going to do is to wait until it finishes, and I'm going to pick up some of the citations, and I'm going to check it on Google Scholar. So it everything seems legitimate, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to pick up number 10, Harmon, and I'm going to go to Google Scholar, paste the same thing, and I'm checking for it. And I'm happy that this is a legitimate citation, so that is good. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and pick up another citation. Let's see. So I'm picking up this eighth citation, and I'm going to do the same thing. Go to Google Scholar, paste it, and well, you see, this is a hallucinated reference. And this sort of a thing you'll find very frequently in ChatGPT content. This is where what we are referring to as source-based plagiarism, where there is no source actually. So this is another example where there is no actual reference that you can see. So these are examples for source-based plagiarism, and let's take a look at because we just looked at ChatGPT generating content. So what are the risks associated with generating such content, right? And why should we be worried about it? So what if you generate content, and we do not recommend that, and we in the past couple of webinars we clearly delineated what are the use cases that you can legitimately use generative AI, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT for creating content or taking assistance from these. If you do it like do maybe you can look at the recordings and maybe do the right things by using AI as for assistance only. But if you do it, these are the challenges that you might face. So you might have unintentional or paraphrasing plagiarism, because AI models are supposed to generate fresh text, but it is looking at previous text, and it is not going to give you citations as or citations that are not really there. Then obviously source-based plagiarism is what we just discussed. Self-plagiarism is a challenge if suppose you are using let's say chat gpt. Let's say you have legitimately used chat gpt, but you have built some content previously. Now you are building more content for a new research paper, then there is a chance that there might be self-citation if you use the same methodology, because that is the nature of the beast. That is how large language models work. Misleading attribution is another thing where you have content which is supposedly from another source, but as we've discussed, large language models are not quite good at that. There are other types of AI which are better. And finally, it is unethical to not to generate content and not to cite the sources. And the ideal way that we have discussed, I think the first webinar in this series, is to use legitimate scholarly tools for getting outlines, generating outlines, and then you have a you put yourself as a human checker, oversight, to make sure that the content is legitimate. And with that, now I'll invite Piyush again for the Trinka AI content detector. That this is a new feature. We are very excited about it. I believe that it's about to be released soon. So I'll let Piyush take over and explain this for you.
Thank you, Dr. KK. Um, I'll share my screen. Hi again, everyone. So, as Dr. KK mentioned, I'm going to demonstrate Trinka AI content detector. So again, you can come to trinka.ai, and you can access our AI content detector from our website itself. So this is our AI content detector. So for that, I'll repeat. So you can come to trinka.ai and then look for free tools available, and then here third option, AI content detector. Click on this, and in this editor you can paste your text. So let me just copy something and paste here. um, it takes a while to give the result. uh, yeah. So this says that this is 100% AI generated text, and you can also share your feedback, and then we also give the score explanation here. And if I have something which is human generated, then it will show that it is human generated, and also it will give a score also. So this is a human generated text that I pasted here. So it will take a moment to give us the result. So this is a human generated text, and also gives a confidence score. It says that around 41% likely is that the text is human generated. So this is what we have currently, but we are also building this feature uh, uh, in a way where you can also upload your document and get the PDF report also. So I'm going to demonstrate the PDF report that we have. So basically we have two kinds of reports. So first one that you see here is a sample report we are building, and this feature will be available by the end of this month. So here you get overall score of your content, and how many paragraphs are AI generated, how many of them are human generated, a high level summary, and then the disclaimer and the explanation. And then here what you get is a high level idea that okay, this paragraph is it is 75% likely that it is AI generated, this is 80%. So at paragraph level you will get the uh, whether this text is AI generated or human generated. So this is what we are coming up with for each of your paragraph. You will get the individual paragraph level score as well as overall score along with the summary. So this is one thing. And another thing that we are coming up with, which is more detailed, is that so first page remains the same, and then here what we give you is that along with the paragraph level score, we also show that how confident is AI in predicting the AI content generated text at phrase level and word level. So here you can see that so here for the understanding purpose, yellow is low confidence, orange is medium confidence, and red is high confidence that this is AI generated. So with this report, second report, you will also be able to detect if somebody has paraphrased something and try to paraphrase AI content text and trying to get away with. So that also can be detected here. So this is something that we are building where you can also detect the AI generated text at uh, word level and phrase level, and along for each paragraph you will get a paragraph level score as well. So this is the feature that you will see very soon on Trinka. Till for time being, you can use our free tool available on our marketing pages to check your whether your content is generated by AI or not. By the end after the end of this month, you will have an option where you will be able to upload your PDF files, your documents, and as I showed you the plagiarism report. Similarly, you can also generate the AI content detector report also. The way that I showed, same way you can download the report from the platform. So that's all from my side for this particular feature. If there are any question, I'll take them at the end of this session. Over to you, Dr. KK.
Yeah, excellent, excellent stuff. I mean, I'm just wondering, maybe the free, the one that is already available, for those who are listening in. If suppose you work in a team, and if you're not sure if somebody else has not followed, ethical practices in terms of generating content, maybe you can paste that content, check it out right now, and give us feedback right now, so that we will know how our tool is performing right now. So I'll quickly go to, because we have a little more content left before Piyush shows you the most key feature in terms of plagiarism in our case, which is the paraphraser. So I'll just take you through the content first. So we just talked about difficulty in detecting AI generated content, right? So sorry, we talked about AI generated content detection, but there is a lot of difficulty in detecting AI generated content, because they're unfortunately they are biased against non-native English writers, and that is because of the nature of the training that has already been given. So you can see that this is a study which shows that it is biased against non-native English speakers. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Then there is another thing. There are several limitations. These tools all have limitations, and in fact, we would expect some of you to find that some of your original content might be flagged as, let's say, AI generated content. That is a typical feature of such tools, because there's an AI based tool. There will be false positives and negatives, and these tools generally are being trained in English or on content in English. So that means that if you have content that is not in English, they may not offer full support. And then many AI content detection tools are not transparent in terms of what they're offering, how they have built their technology, and there's no standardization for it. Right. So these are some of the challenges with AI content detectors, and we are working really hard to make our tool the best it can be. Now, let's take a look at the final couple of slides, some strategies against plagiarism, right? These are some of the things that we've already discussed, but I'll quickly go through it before I hand it back over to Piyush for Inago's paraphraser option. So I've listed some of the features. So quoting, yes, you can quote from another paper, especially if you have to do it, then you have to use quotation marks, and you'll have to refrain from actually correcting errors. So this is a challenge. If suppose the source text has an error, you're ideally expected to retain that error. In terms of paraphrasing, you cannot simply, let's say, make into as I explained in the second example in the paraphrase deep dive into paraphrasing types, you cannot simply change a few words. You'll have to write from your own sort of thoughts down and use your own language pretty much. And the best way to do that is to usually if suppose you struggle with English, you can translate into your own language and then eventually back translate that into English. That'll give you a different version of the same phrase. Or you can use paraphraser tools like Intrinca AI Paraphraser, but remember to use proper citation after paraphrasing. In terms of summarizing, you have to give credit to the original source. So that is a very important thing, and you have to keep all the points and cannot miss out on crucial concepts. In terms of images or media, I think that there's a question already in terms of how to cite or how do you deal with image related plagiarism. So you have to cite the sources. And if suppose so the question in the chat was about collages. So that for that you'll have to cite the exact sources, just like how you cite a research paper. But if suppose you are using some content for supporting a research paper, then you can choose media that has Creative Commons license. And obviously you have to gain permission if suppose you're citing somebody else's proprietary content. And it's self-citation we've already discussed. You can self-cite when in some situations, but you should not do excessively. And again, you have to cite the source itself. You cannot just simply copy paste from previous texts that you published. And in terms of AI generated content, what we do not recommend using AI to generate content for your research paper. But at the same time, if suppose if you take the assistant, then you have to paraphrase it in some way or the other, or change the text, or you have to be the layer to ensure that there's human oversight. We do not recommend that you solely depend on AI generated content, and you have to double check the accuracies, and you have to attribute or provide as an acknowledgement that you have used an AI tool. This is a requirement that is now coming into place for many journals, but things will keep on evolving. And with that, I'll again invite Piyush to show you how the Trinka paraphraser works. Over to you, Piyush.
Thank you, Dr. Keke. So I'll share my screen. So again, you can visit trinka.ai and create an account. If you have already an account, you can just log in. So once you will log in, you will come to my drive screen. Here you see that I have multiple files because I'm working on multiple documents. So this place allows you to organize your work, create folders, subfolders, and so on. So here, let's say if I'm opening this file. So this is our cloud editor as I showed earlier. Um, so here you see here the paraphraser. Here, this is the screen where you can write and fix the grammar grammar errors, and then here is the paraphraser. So to paraphrase, as I mentioned that we keep user at the center in everything that we do. So same experience we have created, it's very seamless. You can see here that you can simply just do one click, and the text will be paraphrased, and you are here you can see that with the track changes, and you can zoom into individual sentences here and see the multiple alternatives and choose the best alternatives the way as per your paragraph. So let's say I choose this, and for this one I choose this one, and for let's say for example for this one I choose this one, and let's say if I want to adjust degree of changes, I have that lever also, where if I want to do minimum paraphrasing, I can do minimum paraphrasing. If I want to do very heavy paraphrasing, that also I can do. So I can adjust this lever, and I can uh, choose the multiple options from for each sentence, and then read that the final paragraph and see whether it's clear or not. And once I am satisfied and it is clear, and then I can simply replace. So this is the way. This is as easy as you find it here. So so this is tightly integrated onto the writing experience that you have on Trinka. So I'll repeat, you come to trinka.ai, you create an account, you will land on my drive, whatever file you are writing, just open that file. Then here you will see option of paraphraser. You come and uh, do the select the text that you want to paraphrase and simply paraphrase your text. And also we have a sample video also that helps you understand how it works. So this is one place where you can access the paraphraser. And also we also have a tool available here in the platform. Here also you can write your text and simply paraphrase. All the levers and revisions and everything is available here, and you can also give feedback. Here you have a limited number of words. On the other hand, the cloud, you have more number of words. So this is how it will work. So the most important value that our paraphraser gives is that it brings the clarity to your writing. So here you can see and read the specific value that we offer, and then create the account and do the paraphrasing on the cloud editor. So that is all from my side for this particular feature. Over to you, Dr. KK.
Yes, this is excellent. I'm impressed with the amount of options that one has, in terms of paraphrasing. Piyush, I would again invite you for this slide. So let me know when you can see the slide. Uh,
I can see the slide.
this one,
Yeah,
this is the exciting part for our users.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So all of you have a wonderful opportunity to avail 40% off, which is massive. So you see here the plan that you get normally at $80, you get just at $48. And the plan which I was referring to earlier, the Premium Plus plan, which is at $125, you just get at $75. So use the coupon AI Web 40 now to avail this heavy discount. You can also scan this QR code, and this is the flow. You can log into Trinka account. You can click the upgrade button, then you will get a Stripe checkout flow. In that Stripe checkout flow, add the coupon code, and then a coupon code will be applied, and you just make the payment of $48 or $75, as we showed in the previous screen.
Right. So that brings us to the end of this webinar. I hope everybody learned a little bit from it. But we are not done yet. We are willing to answer your questions. So the questions are already, I think, posed on the chat, I believe. Anagha, I guess you're going to take us through these, and I'm going to stop sharing.
Yes, yes. That was really insightful and valuable in enhancing our academic writing journey while maintaining academic integrity. Thank you, Dr. KK and Piyush, for sharing your expertise and showcasing the power of AI tools. So, without further ado, let's begin our Q&A session. So, the first question is for Piyush. Will the plagiarism checker save my paper after uploading it, which will be detected as a published paper in the future?
One word answer is no. It will not be saved.
And the next question, again for Piyush. How is Trinka different from other plagiarism checkers?
So our offering is very different. So our offering covers multiple needs of the user. So if somebody is looking for academic for plagiarism check for the academic purposes, then they can use our advanced check that checks against the paid publication. If somebody is just looking for non-academic purposes, then they can use our standard plagiarism check, which checks against the internet sources. Then if you are not even looking for a report, you just want to, you are about to complete your final draft, and you just want to check the score against the paid publication, that we also offer. And then we have also dedicated plan where you get the standard plagiarism check included as part of your subscription. So all these offerings make our plagiarism check unique. And lastly, the kind of coverage that we provide, it's also humongous, is a vast, as you saw that the slide that I shared, millions and billions of papers are covered. So you can be very confident. The at the end, you need confidence when you submit your work with the plagiarism report. You want to be confident that it will not be detected as copied text. So you will get that confidence with the Trinka's offering.
The next question is for Dr. KK. What are the data privacy implications of uploading texts to the tool? I think both of you can answer this question.
I think Piyush is a better person to answer this particular question. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat the question again?
What are the data privacy implications of uploading texts to the tool?
So with on Trinka, your data is completely private, safe and secure. We don't use our users' data for any AI training purposes, and also we don't share users' personal identif mm, uh, personal information with the third-party platforms also. So everything that you are writing on Trinka is private, safe, and secure, and there will not be any issues with respect to IP copyright violation, or so on. As long as you are writing your original text on Trinka, you can be sure, and your text is private, safe, and secure.
The next question is for Dr. KK. If we utilize Trinka or another application for paraphrase AI checker can recognize it.
Wait, are you asking if you use a paraphraser, will it be flagged for AI content? Is that what you're asking?
No, so if we use Trinka or other application for paraphrasing, would
Mhm.
AI checker recognize it?
So I'll
Yeah,
take that. Yeah, I'll take
yeah,
that question, and then Dr. KK can add.
yeah.
So there is no yes and no answer to this question, because there are a lot of false positive, and these tools are not highly accurate. I'm talking about the AI content detector tools. So we can't say that it will be flagged or not, because sometimes even human generated text is flagged as AI generated. So there is no certain answer, because these tools are still evolving and nobody has achieved 100% accuracy. So with confidence saying that it will not be detected, that will not be right. We suggest that users should make informed decision before submitting the paper, and they should use something like advanced plagiarism check to make sure that they are not violating any copyright or any plagiarism. Dr. Kiki, you want to add anything?
No, I mean, the thing that we've been saying, if suppose you have put in, let's say this is regarding paraphrasing, right? So if suppose you have generated content from AI and then you use it to paraphrase, that's something that we do not recommend. And as Piyush said, there is false positive, false negatives. There's a chance for that. So we recommend that you make, yeah, I mean, put human generated content, your own text, and use AI like Trinka AI paraphraser to paraphrase the text legitimately.
The next question again for Piyush. If we utilize Trinka or another application for paraphrase, can AI check or recognize it? I think we answered this question just now.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the next question is what are the academic databases used for the plagiarism check? Example, Science Direct.
Yeah, so almost all the databases are covered. A specific list I don't have currently, but we can make available as part of our FAQ. This is a good question. We can add this in our FAQ section.
The next question is for Dr. KK. How to use AI tools to improve the quality of publications and visibility of research contributions?
And visibility, you said?
Yes, yes.
Wow. So, how, this is a broad question. We should probably have a webinar for this. But in a nutshell, you can build outlines using AI content assistant as for using LLMs. Then use your own writing skills. Use AI tools like Trinka and the paraphraser to improve the content so that it's grammatically accurate. So these are things that you can do in terms of creating content intended for journal submission. Now, how to promote your paper, which is increasing visibility, would be social media promotions and things like that. That for that, it is perfectly fine to use content generated from AI, including Gen AI content, image generation to support. For example, if you want to post it on Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or something, it's perfectly valid for you to generate content directly from a LLM, which is ChatGPT or something like that. Use it because it is not intended for journal publication. So use non LLMs to create content, but take assistance from LLMs for creating content for research papers, and use LLM content itself for promoting your papers.
The next question again for Dr. KK. How can
Right.
educational institutions adapt their policies and procedures to effectively integrate AI technology for the maintenance of academic integrity?
How fast? Fast. That is the answer. They have to do it fast. Some academic institutions, especially in the US, have already started providing legitimate AI tools for reading assistants, etc. So we, as a community, in the sense scientific community, researcher community, have we have the responsibility to raise our voices so that the education institutions and establishments also embrace it, because we cannot run away from it. There are legitimate uses for AI of all kind, including generative AI, but that has to be done a proper way, and for that we need help from them. So campaign for it. I'm all for it. They're already moving. We are already moving in that direction.
Next question is for both Piyush and Dr. KK. How to understand the reliability of AI detection tools?
Piyush, I would want you to answer this first.
So one thing we need to understand that most of the tools are not 100% reliable because AI content detection technology is still maturing and evolving. So also second thing I want to say that we should not totally depend on that thing. Rather, we should take make our own judgment wisely. And there is no formula that can be shared that how they can find whether it is reliable or not. But yes, they can try that tool, run the multiple uh, text, and then find that which is giving better response. But still, it is not certain. Then when you use next time, it will give the accurate response.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add to it. It is straightforward. We already covered it. There is a chance, and I don't think AI until a foreseeable future. Even then, I don't expect everything to be 100% accurate, especially in such for such problem statements. It is inherent. You have to accept a certain amount of errors in all AI outputs.
The next question is for Piyush. Does Trinka have subject-specific customizations?
Yes, we have subject specific customization. For example, we have Trinka for legal writing, which is specifically built for the law legal subjects area. So there we have general legal style guide. There we also have uh, red book and blue book style guides, and also we also have Indian Supreme Court style guide as well. So yes, we have subject specific domain specific uh, customization on Trinka. Second thing, we also have a spell check, where all there also we have added a lot of domain specific subject area specific dictionaries, so that if somebody is writing a technical word which is, let's say, in a field of physics, so it is not a common word in English dictionary, it should not be highlighted as spelling mistake, in order to save users time and attention. So yes, we have subject specific customization.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to it. Apart from these things, Piyush, you mentioned dictionaries which can be customized. That's one of the most powerful things. So you can put in your own vocabulary. But we also offer style guides. Style guides are one of the characteristics that are subject matter specific. For example, the American Medical Association manual style, the APA style, American Psychological Association. These are intended to be for specific subject areas. I mean, you can at least broadly. AMA is primarily for life science and medicine. APA is primarily for, let's say, humanities, arts, and maybe business, etc. So from that point of view, we have customization, and you can also put in your customized style guides. So there are so many options, which I think other tools do not yet offer. So Trinka is specifically meant for such problems to be solved.
We have another question from an attendee. How can AI be used for literature review? I think Dr. KK can take this up.
I believe we have another entire webinar on it, because it's a vast topic. So there are dedicated AI-based literature assistants, I know, reading assistants, literature review assistants. We ourselves have of our own called Inago Read. We would love you to explore it. So there are so many other dedicated tools. So you can use that, but do not use, let's say, the free versions of, let's say, ChatGPT and Gemini for your literature review, because it does not offer accurate sourcing. However, there is an AI or large language model tool that is freely available called Perplexity.ai, which is recommended by a lot of AI specialists as one of those the places where you can start your literature review. But you can only start it there, in my opinion. Once you have some sort of direction, then you use legitimate tools which are meant for literature review, like Inagori.
I just want to add on Inago Read, which is specifically built for literature review process. You can summarize your paper. That means you can quickly understand the paper. You can generate the key insights. That means you can decode the paper faster. And we also have Copilot, where you can ask the specific question related to your paper on a real-time basis and in your own language, so that way you can do the literature review fast also, and also comprehend the literature faster. So these are some of the way where how you can use Inago Read to do the literature review.
So we have the last question for the session. How effective is Trinka when compared to Turnitin?
So both are two different things. Trinka is AI powered complete writing assistant. On the other hand, Turnitin is an company which provides the plagiarism check. We have partnership with Turnitin. So both are two different things. We use Turnitin's standard plagiarism check, and that we offer through our platform.
And that concludes our webinar on AI for plagiarism prevention and AI content detection in academic writing. We hope you found today's session informative and insightful. Before we wrap up, I'd like to extend our sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Krishna Kumar Venkatachalam and Piyush Agarwal, for sharing their expertise with us today. We'd also like to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Your participation and engagement have truly made this webinar a success. We would request you to please fill out the feedback survey displayed after you leave the webinar. Remember, the learning doesn't end here. Join us again for another enlightening session where we bring to you a different aspect of utilizing AI tools to enhance your academic writing and publishing journey. Stay tuned.